Hello, welcome to my second class on final accounts. Now, what is this final account? We all know final accounts is a financial statement. It comprises of trading, PL and balance sheet. As we know, the term final means the end. So, it gives the end, that is the final position of a company or a sole proprietorship or a partnership firm on a at the end of the year. Now, as we know, there are various forms of business like company, partnership, and sole proprietorship. So, final accounts are prepared for this organization in different way or in different manner. But for sole proprietorship and partnership, the format remains more or less the same. And for companies, it is prepared according to Schedule 6, and the format has been revised in the Companies Act in 2013. Now we'll limit our discussion on final accounts on sole proprietorship mainly and partly partnership. Now in sole proprietorship we prepare three accounts, that is trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Now what is trading account? Trading account means the account which shows the gross profit or gross loss. Now in trading account we deal only with manufacturing expenses or factory expenses. Here we don't take any selling expenses, any administration expenses and any financial expenses. So in trading account on the credit side we take sales and closing stock, and on the debit side we take all expenses, that is all manufacturing and direct expenses relating to factory, and the resultant figure will give us the gross profit. If the credit side is heavier we have gross profit, and if the debit side is heavier we have gross loss. Now as you can see the format, let us explain it step by step. On the debit side you can see it is opening stock, and as you can see the format, it is two column, means for inner column we will do the adjustment, and after adjustment it will be posted to the outer column. Similarly on the credit side we will do the adjustment in the inner column, and after adjustment it will be posted to the outer side. First come opening stock. Opening stock means the stock that remains in the beginning of the year. It means opening stock of raw material. It means simply opening stock of raw material. So then comes purchase. Purchase means the material that we purchase. From these we need to deduct return outward or purchase return or any item if required. Then comes all expenses like wages, carriage inward, freight, import duty, gas fuel, factory expenses, royalty on production, and on the credit side we have closing stock. Now few important points to be discussed for this trading account. First, closing stock. Closing stock is to be valued at cost or market price, whichever is lower. Mind it, I am again repeating it, it has to be valued at cost or market price, whichever is lower. And here I have not mentioned any adjustment, but in books there will be adjustment. Adjustment means that after the problem some information will be given, and that information we need to be incorporated in trading account. Now first information comes the closing stock, that is stock at the end of the accounting period, and that stock need to be taken to the trading account at cost or market value, whichever is less. Then comes adjustment like outstanding, prepaid and paid in advance. Now many people have misconception regarding this adjustment, because the correct way to deal with this adjustment is to prepare accounts and to first to prepare the adjustment entry and then to prepare the respective account. But for non-common student and students who do not possess sound finance background, I am giving you a thumb rule, that is say outstanding expense. Outstanding expense need to be added, but here there is a catch. What is that catch? That outstanding expense at the end of the year need to be added, and outstanding expense at the beginning of the year need to be deducted. Similarly comes prepaid expenses. Prepaid expense means the expense that is paid in advance. Normal adjustment is it has to be deducted if it relates at the end of the accounting year. Similarly, if it relates at the beginning of the accounting year, it has to be added. Similarly comes income received in advance. Income received in advance need to be deducted if it relates at the end of the accounting year, and if it is relates at the beginning of the accounting year, it need to be added. Similarly comes accrued income. Accrued income means outstanding income. It need to be added, and if it relates to end of the accounting year, and it has to be deducted if it relates at the end, if it relates to the beginning of the accounting year. Now again there is a catch. The item that comes in the adjustment will appear twice. Means if it relates to trading account, it will come in trading account and also in balance sheet. Say for example, if it is mentioned outstanding wages rupees 5,000, so it will be added with wages and it will again come in the balance sheet under liability side, under current liability. Basically, if no information is given, we'll assume all prepaid, income received in advance, accrued income and outstanding expenses as relating to the end of the accounting year, and it has to be dealt accordingly. Only if it is mentioned it is related to the beginning of the accounting year, in that case the entry will be reversed. Next come PL account. PL account deals with office and administrative expenses, then selling and distribution expenses, and all financial expenses. Similarly, it deals with incomes like financial income, administrative income, or any income from operation or income not from operation. So you can see the format, it is self-explanatory. For office and administration expenses will come, then selling and distribution expenses will come, then financial expenses will come, and on the credit side we'll write the gross profit that will come from trading account and other operating and non-operating income. If the credit side is higher, we will have net profit, and if the debit side is higher, we will have net loss. Here also the same rule will apply for all adjustment entries like prepaid, outstanding, income received in advance, and accrued income. Next comes balance sheet. Now balance sheet is prepared under two methods. One is under rigidity preference method, another is liquidity preference method. Normally we prepare under rigidity preference method. Under this we will start from the least liquid. I am again repeating, from the least liquid to the most liquid. So fixed asset will come first, and under this we will have goodwill. Goodwill means intangible fixed asset. Then comes land and building, plant and machinery, furniture, and starting from the least liquid to the most liquid. Similarly, we will have capital account. Current account won't come in case of sole proprietorship. It will come in case of partnership. Similarly, we will have all the liabilities like long-term liabilities, then current liabilities, etc. What is current liability, current asset, I have explained in my previous video. Then comes balance sheet under liquidity preference method. It is not normally followed. It is not a popular method, but let us explain this thing. It starts from most liquid to least liquid. Most liquid to least liquid. As cash is the most liquid, so from cash it will start and it will end at the end with goodwill. Similarly, we will have current liabilities, that is sundry creditors, bills payable, and it will end with capital account. And we'll explain more about balance sheet and PL account when we'll do a problem. So I think this will help your purpose. In my next video, I will deal with some practical problem. Thank you. That's all for today.